Well, I'm remarkably shocked this morning, as we actually had real breakfast provided. That was bacon, and the third helping of bacon, and some eggs and grapes. That should keep me going to lunch. Hope. Another bad night's sleep. So I'm still tired. But it was better than last night. Well, the night before. Not last night, but never mind. On to the meeting. As you might expect, a business conference is not the most exciting event. Now, yesterday, of course, I had time to do some stuff because the conference didn't really start. And they're bringing people in from 50 states and at least 3 territories, and it takes a long time. So a lot of people don't get here till first thing in the morning on Monday. Some people have to come in on Sunday like we did, but it just depends on where the flights are. So they don't start till noon. So if you've gone here on Sunday, and they did have some stuff for us to do, obviously, just getting settled in and get some socializing. Monday's an easy day. Tuesday, though, is full on. Tuesday's a full-on day. You get at it, you get your breakfast, which they had this buffet, which frequently it's just a continental breakfast, but hey, they had bacon, lots and lots of bacon, and scrambled eggs, and sausage, and grapes. And so I had a couple of plates of food, and probably, I'm going to admit this right now, I probably had 20 rashers of bacon. And I only tell you that because I like to use the word rashers, because not many people seem to know what a rasher of bacon is. And it's a word you should all learn, because bacon is important. So right after they do that, you hop on a shuttle bus and they take you and they lock you up in a room for the entirety of the day. And we had some interesting topics if you're into my line of work, and some less interesting topics if you're in my line of work. At lunch, as I mentioned yesterday, we did have Jack Stack. Now, I took a plan yesterday. Yesterday, I had meat with ribs in it, because they're not going to cater ribs. They're going to cater cut meat or pulled pork. And in fact, they catered sliced turkey, cut brisket, and pulled pork. So, and sandwiches, bread. So we had bread and we had some beans for sides. In fact, they had the exact same sides that I had, which was the beans and the corn. And I learned my lesson from the corn. The corn was weird. It was like macaroni and cheese, except instead of macaroni, they used sweet corn. It was not to my liking. But they brought in the brisket. We had brisket, but we had that right there at the conference, sitting at our desks. Well, not desks, but tables. And then we had more conferences, and now I'm back in my hotel room. I have a 1-hour break before they take us out to dinner, which is, good. We're going to Dave & Buster's, which is a place that has lots of video games for families. I don't want to say for adults, but it's sort of a family arcade and restaurant. And I remember we did this 2 years ago, and I remember that the food was okay. It's obviously buffet, and so we're going to have some wings and probably meatballs and some other meat substances, but it'll be okay. And then they'll give us some coinage to play the games, and then we'll come back, and that will be the end of the day. So I don't know how much video footage I'll get there. I'll try to get some shots of Dave & Buster's for it, and then I'm going to try to edit this together now, and then just tack that stuff on at the end, and then rush over to the Union Station before 11 o'clock and upload this file. The other thing is tomorrow, the conference ends at 1 o'clock, but I have a meeting on Thursday morning, which means I'm here all afternoon from 1 through the night, and there's a dinner planned. But that means I should be able to get over back to the Liberty Memorial and go into the World War I Museum, which I'd like to get some footage of the World War I tanks and things that they've got in there, and also might be able to get up the tower and get some big panorama pictures of Kansas City. So that would be multiple trips to the same place, but it is close, and I just kind of like it anyway. So, well, on to Dave and Buster's. Ta-da! Well, the trip to Dave and Buster's started with them packing us on buses. As we headed out across the Kansas River into Kansas, and across the green, empty, strangely alien landscape, even past the world's tallest water slide, which, why it's in Kansas City, I don't know. Finally, we arrived at Dave and Buster's. Where they packed us into cramped little tables, and then made us stand in a gargantuan line to get our food, so that we could then play video games. The evening ended with waiting for and finally catching the bus chartered to take us back to the hotel.